this demo, we'll show how healthcare organizations can create a 360-degree view of a patient leveraging composable data products from modern DataOS. At Modern, we seek to bridge the gap between data producers and data consumers. Our clients often have complex data and metadata ecosystems where pipelines and tools are at the center of focus. With DataOS, users receive a simple interface to manage data like software in a single pane for governance, data discovery, data access, interoperability, and standards development, where data and users are at the center of focus. DataOS connects to all of your data sources, whether the data sources are source systems, databases, Excel files, CSVs, surveys. That data is then lifted up into the DataOS knowledge layer. It's profiled for quality, for lineage, and that foundation allows your users and your consumers to create lenses into critical areas of the business. In this case, clinical, financial, survey. Those lenses can then be activated to various types of users via Tableau, Power BI, Salesforce. These endpoints can be exposed as an API so that all of these users are playing off the same sheet of music for these objects. Furthermore, these lenses can be composed to create a 360-degree view around an entity, in this case, a patient. But let's bring this to life within the platform. With DataOS, I have all of the tools necessary to manage data as a product and create my Patient 360. So let's connect to some data sources. When I log into DataOS, I see all of the data sources that are available to me that have been profiled and where DataOS is connected. I can see all activity around data sources that I'm following, so data truly becomes a social object. And I'm going to look at the data sources coming from a variety of areas. In this case, EMR data, billing information, claims data, demographics, all in a very unified way so I can see the data no matter where it's coming from in a consistent and predictable way. So let's go into the encounters data set. With encounters, I can see all of the data elements that are available to me. I can see scans around data quality and profiling. If I want to get into the details around maybe procedure codes or other elements, I can see all of the profiling that has been run over the past time period and see what's been going on with that data. So I really have a deep understanding of the data that I'm connecting to. Another critical area of insight that I have is into data lineage. When I click on this, I can see where this data source is being originated. I can see transformations that are happening. So I can really trace back and understand exactly what's happening with each of these data sources. Now that I understand my foundation and the data sources available to me, I'm going to create some lenses. Within the lens construct, I can see entities and relationships that I've created around the patient. In this case, information on prescriptions, lab tests, mortality, providers. I can see things like microbiology. So I really start to have that 360-degree view of the patient as an analyst user. In addition to viewing the lenses and the relationships, I can also explore this lens through the Lens Explorer. So I can see a little bit more visually some of the relationships that I care about within that lens, and I can also query it. So in this case, very quickly, just point and click, I can select the data elements that I'd like to look at. In this case, I'm going to do a quick analysis around fentanyl and patients and prescriptions in that area. Very quickly, I can see by querying that lens exactly what I need to. So in this case, I can see that this lens query that's being built is very simple. This is how a business user would query this. What DataOS will do is it'll take that query and blow out all the detail necessary to access the underlying data ecosystem, which is completely abstracted from the end user. But now that I've explored this lens and I can see the definition, let's activate this within a dashboard. With DataOS, you can connect dashboards directly on top of the lenses, whether it's through Power BI, Tableau, or really any dashboarding tool of your choice. In this case, we're going to look at patient readmissions on top of the Patient 360 lens. So I'm going to look at around specific devices, procedures that have happened, and readmissions within 30 days and their associated diagnosis. So right away, I can see of the population, how many patients were readmitted, what's their rate, potential readmission costs. I can see a readmission by procedure types, by certain demographics like age and race. And I can actually get down into the details if I want to, and I can see the patients that are here. And also, you can see sensitive data elements like patient name and others that are flagged by DataOS as sensitive will show up by default encrypted. This is a demonstration of DataOS's attribute-based access control that allows governance to flow throughout despite what type of endpoint I'm connecting to the lens with. But let's say now that I've seen my readmissions, I want to do an additional study, or maybe someone from another team wants to do analysis around revenue leakage on top of the Patient 360 lens. Very easily, I can create analysis on top of this lens. In this case, I'm going to look at home health revenue leakage or referral leakage. Also from skilled nursing facilities, I can see their various rates, potential leakage. I can see it by referral status, whether it's, again, home health or skilled nursing. I can see demographics and really create deep insights around this data, all on top of that same consolidated Patient 360 lens, where I'm going to have that centralized metadata governance so that all of my users, my analysis, are working off this same governed metadata. Now that I have the insights I need, I want to take action on my data. With DataOS, this can happen through many mediums. We've discussed dashboards and scorecards, but also within DataOS, we can activate via alerts to email or SMS. In DataOS, I can see all of the alerts I have set. In this case, I want to see if skilled nursing facility or home health leakage go above 40% and 25% respectively. When those alerts trigger, I will get an alert to the desired medium that I have set up. With DataOS, you can also activate to Salesforce and other CRM systems directly to the patient lenses that you've set up. This can enable data-driven outreach, marketing, patient satisfaction. And DataOS can also accelerate AI and machine learning through connecting to Jupyter Notebooks, Domino Data Labs, or the preferred tools, enabling all of the analysis and collapsing that speed to access to governed data. So rather than spending 80% on data preparation, that paradigm can be flipped so that 80% can be spent on the modeling and the value creation work for AI and machine learning teams. As a quick demonstration of this, I can embed simplified lens queries directly into a Jupyter Notebook and follow the same approach to the simplified lens the queries that we showed around the lens exploration panel. So I can explore here, I can extract these lenses, embed directly into my Jupyter Notebooks, and have a significant kind of a collapse in terms of time to access, and again, abstract a lot of that complexity of the underlying data ecosystem. At Modern, we're changing the way the world thinks about data.